Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to another video. My name is Asquith Sk and I'm a dairy farmer from Saskatchewan, Canada. Today we're going to be noble blading with the Buehler Versatile. So this is the noble blade. It's a bit of an old farming tactic or practice. It was used quite a bit back in the days when guys used to summer fallow fields. Basically, this is some kind of a cultivator, and it just runs these blades about an inch underneath the ground and cuts the roots of all the weeds in a field. So guys would typically summer fallow a field once in every 3 years, maybe every second year even, if the soil was in that condition, and that would just give the soil a break and it would maintain some moisture in the ground for next season, especially in the dry years here on the prairies. They came up with the idea to just run a cultivator underneath the ground so that it doesn't break up the surface too much as a regular cultivator would, and then your sand wouldn't blow away in the wind. You deal with your weeds, you wouldn't have to use chemical. It's kind of, you know, hit every bird with a stone type of thing. Obviously guys don't summer fallow as much as we used to at all. You barely see it anymore. And this thing kind of sat in the trees for 20 years. I always remember asking Dad, what the heck is this thing? You know, it's a weird cultivator thing with rocks on it to weigh it down. This thing needs a lot of weight to get it down in the ground. But yeah, that's what it's for. So we're gonna use it today. The weed we're going after primarily is horsetail, which gets really bad when it's dry out here. Horsetail, it's just it's a weed, and glyphosate doesn't even touch it. So we're gonna use this. The other key to killing horsetail with the noble blade is doing it right before freeze up. So we are October 27 today, and I expect freezing to be here pretty soon. At night it freezes a little bit, but pretty soon we'll just never get back above freezing, probably in a couple weeks. So that's why we're doing it now. Wait right to the last minute. And we got the Buehler Versatile in front of it, as this tractor has GPS auto steer, and this is not a job you want to do that without. So we'll head out to the field. Just gonna put some air in one of these tires before we hit the field. Oh, that tilled soil smells like springtime, but that's not the case. It's quite deceiving. This is one pass. You can see the soil is not that agitated on top. It kind of just looks normal. You do see where the blades are hooked up to the rest of the cultivator. It kind of cuts through there, but for the most part it looks pretty untouched. We're skipping every second row just to make it easier to turn on the headlands. There's some low spots in this field, and there's some downed crops still there. Quite a bit of straw, trash that's building up here, making a bit of a mess. So it looks like I'm gonna have to crawl down here and clean this out every time. Rather that than make a mess of the field. There we go. You can see because that straw was there, it's just throwing the dirt a little wider down this middle shank, and it's going to leave a ridge in the field if you don't clean that out. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. For the rest, it seems to be working pretty good. I left it in the ground. Ay, ay, ay. It's nasty. That's this stuff here with a barley lodged. We combined this field, so yeah, there's some trash here, and that this thing's not a big fan of it, just put it that way. It's the afternoon now. Progress is pretty slow. This implement is a little smaller than what we're used to out here, but still getting her done. We are struggling though with some buildup. We had some rain the other day and the ground's a little bit wet, so on these knives the dirt is building up and then it starts to just plow instead of allowing that sand and the stubble to flow over nicely. So we brought some tools after lunch out to the field, a little scraper and a bar, so we'll try to keep these a little clean every once in a while. See, there's a bit of rust on the blade. That's what's doing it. Guy could probably polish these, but hopefully they'll clean themselves off eventually if I keep scraping the dirt off. We made a adjustment to the Noble blade. I had to get out of the cab every 3 passes or so just to clean up the blades. The way you adjust the depth on this implement here is with these spacers. You just clip them onto the cylinder and that makes it stop there and not go any lower. So if you want to lower it, you just take some of these out. If you want to leave it a little bit higher, you put them in. Pretty simple. Works pretty good, pretty reliably, so it's obviously cutting deeper now, which probably is not going to be as good for killing the weeds, but it's still going to do a decent job. I just want to dig down here and see how deep I think we're going. Okay, that's pretty deep. That's like 4 inches, 5 inches deep. Go check on another spot. Yeah, so that hard pan there is maybe 3 inches down. I just can't get it to do a good job otherwise. And there's no point doing it if we're just gonna muck this whole field up and make a mess of it. Because then we're probably just better off not doing it at all. Just stopped here. This is the weed we're trying to kill. This horsetail. Still got a bit of the root system attached. Definitely buggering it up though. Well, that's not supposed to be out in the field. Still got the transponder. That looks like a good one yet. That'll still work. So that is a call collar, activity collar. We put those on the heifers in curl too. Every once in a while they'll lose one, and I guess it gets buried in the manure, and then we spread it over the field. So I've seen a couple of those around. Pretty uncommon that you lose them, but a lot of the time we'll find them in the corral too before they get spread across the field. Well, pretty cool. We just had a new tractor show up to the yard, one that we actually bought. This is a Case Magnum 7240, so pretty nice tractor. It's kind of similar to our 7130. It's a bit newer, and it's got front wheel assist, so it was a good deal, and figured that was too good to pass up on. So also we are planning on sizing up the feed wagon in the future, and we just need a bigger tractor to full-time the feed wagon once we get into a 1200T or something else. So that's kind of the other motivating factor behind buying the new tractor here. So Dad's gonna pick me up from the field here. I want to check it out before it gets dark outside. I feel a little bit bad doing this, but it's a new tractor. Come on, I'm gonna check it out right away. What did you buy?
Not a tractor, I guess.
Oh, it's a nice tractor.
Yeah, looks good.
Yep, neat.
Happy with it.
Give you guys a little walk around. So it is very similar, like I said, to that 7130 that we already got. Super neat on the inside. There you go, that's a nice tractor. Oh, I love this view. Square hood. Big aggressive front tires. Oh yeah. Well, that was fun checking out the new to the farm tractor. We really like those older tractors. There's no def. Mostly just mechanical things can go wrong on them, and they seem to be quite reliable. That being said, the 7130 is still split in 3 parts in the shop. It'll get put back together when Brent has time, but after X amount of hours you will need to open them up and do some work, but for the most part they're maybe a little bit more reliable than new tractors are today. But that is going to be it for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. We're just gonna keep noble blading away.